Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Monday, December 4th. It is bold predictions time. Jaguars versus Bengals. Final game of the week, Monday Night Football. The Jaguars are hosting the Bengals. It is the Jags' first Monday night appearance since 2011. If the Jaguars win this football game, they will be in first place in the AFC. A loss, and they're still atop the AFC South, but a win. How sweet would that be for the Jaguars fans everywhere, especially in Duval County tonight? Again, Monday Night Football. The Bengals, they have no Joe Burrow, but they still bring a lot of talent to the field, right? And we're going to get into these bold predictions. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check out genjag.com. Pick up some new Duval gear. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate your support. So let's go ahead and start on the offensive side of the ball for the Jaguars. I'm going to go with Anton Harrison pitching another clean sheet here. The 21-year-old did not allow a pressure last week. I'm going to say he does it again. He's going to see a lot of Sam Hubbard, who is a good football player, but more of a balanced edge presence than a true impact pass rusher, right? There is Trey Hendrickson who could get lined up against him, but I think the Jaguars will be smart enough to give Anton Harrison some help in those situations, in the event of that situation. You've also got Myles Murphy, who is a talented rookie pass rusher, but a guy who's still kind of finding his way a little bit, isn't quite as experienced in terms of snaps as Anton Harrison so far, because Harrison has been starting the entire rookie year for the Jaguars here. I think he's going to have another big game. And this is a guy that has been playing really well for the Jaguars lately. He's always shown the signs of being a quality starting right tackle, but very young football player. Did not play a ton in college because, again, a very young player. So Anton Harrison trending in the right direction. I think he has another very good game for the Jaguars this week. And part of that, too, is I think that the Jaguars can run the ball against the Bengals, right? The Jags have not done a very good job being consistent with their running game this year, but the Bengals' run defense has been suspect. Logan Wilson, one of their best linebackers, one of their top two linebackers, he is dealing with an ankle injury, expected to play in this one, but is he going to be at 100%? Probably not. I think that helps you out a little bit. I think no Cam Taylor-Britt, who is a tough run defending outside corner, helps you out a little bit as well. And obviously, no Von Bell, no Jesse Bates. Those guys are long gone, playing for different teams this year. I think the Jaguars have a good chance to have a nice running game today. I think they get 150 yards on the ground. I think Ezra Cleveland also helps in that regard. I think that he's going to come in at left guard and play better than anyone has at that spot this season. You've had a little bit of a revolving door due to injuries and inconsistent play. And I think Ezra Cleveland, who the Jaguars traded for a few weeks back before the trade deadline, is going to come in and solidify that spot, not only in pass protection, but as a run blocker. He's nasty, he's physical, he's athletic. I think he's going to help that group out a lot. I think they're going to have a much needed big day on the ground with Travis Etienne and company. Ezra Cleveland's going to be a big part of that. The Bengals' run defense not being too great is also going to be a big part of that, and potentially Logan Wilson not being at 100% with the ankle injury. I also think that the Jaguars' passing offense should have an efficient day. I love Lou Anarumo, the Bengals' defensive coordinator. I think he's one of the best in the game. But this defense has not been the same without Jesse Bates and Von Bell. Plain and simple. Those guys have gone on to play very good football. Jesse Bates is one of the best safeties in the league, free safeties. Von Bell, a very good box safety as well. Trevor Lawrence is playing extremely well this year. Over the last month, he's been money, and now he's looking more and more mobile after that knee injury he sustained. He's starting to get more and more healthy. I think he gets 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and completes 75% of his passes. If this game was expected to be a closer game on paper, I think that those numbers might be even bigger for Trevor Lawrence, but I don't think he's going to need to throw for 350 yards, etc. in this ball game. I think that the Jaguars should be able to cruise a little bit. Again, I think the running game gets going. I think the passing game gets going. I think Evan Ingram is going to have a game. Calling that one right now, I think the Jags, they spread the ball out a lot. I think Evan Ingram is going to have some really good matchups in this one down the spine of the Bengals defense. And I think that they will get him a little bit more involved down the field versus all this short stuff that Evan Ingram usually gets. I think they'll be able to stretch the seam a little bit with him in this game. Defensively, looking at the Jaguars, again, no Joe Burrow for the Bengals. What are they going to do? I'm not so sure. I think Mike Caldwell is going to try to confuse Jake Browning, who is starting his second game in the NFL in this one. And Mike Caldwell knows how to do that with the best of them with the fronts that they have, right? With the Jaguars, their ability to stunt, to play games, their ability to bring pressure, to simulate pressure, to switch things on the back end as well post snap. I think that the Jaguars defense is going to have a good game against this group, even though the Bengals, like I said, they have a lot of talent to bring to the field, especially on the offensive side of the ball with Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. So I think that they will be able to move the football a little bit because, quite frankly, the Jaguars aren't going to have to be pressing the entire game on the defensive side of the ball. But I do think that the Jaguars are going to get at least force two turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. Jake Browning had 3 turnover-worthy plays last week. The Jaguars forced turnovers at a high clip. I think they're going to have a good game script, and they're going to be able to play Jaguars football on the defensive side. Devin Lloyd, I think he gets a pick. I've been calling for this for forever. He's been getting his hands on the football more than any other linebacker in the league, but I think that he is going to get a pick off of this inexperienced quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals this week. And I mentioned, I think for the Bengals, they do get some yards through the air. They're trying to keep up in this game. They do have their talented receivers, but I think the Jaguars are able to do enough to keep them off the scoreboard more often than not. And I do think Joe Mixon is a talented runner, but the Bengals O-line has not been great so far this year. They've been very inconsistent despite, kind of investing quite a bit up front. I think that the Jaguars defensive front will be able to handle their business against that offensive line. I think that they're going to slow down Joe Mixon. That's the recipe for the Jaguars, right? You slow down your opponent's rushing attack early, and then you just suffocate against the passing attack, create turnovers, get pressure with Josh Allen, with Trayvon Walker. I think both of those guys have some good matchups tonight, and they kind of roll. I think the Jaguars are going to get it done in a big way tonight. I think the Bengals, they are well coached. Obviously, Zach Taylor, their head coach, brother of Jaguars offensive coordinator Press Taylor, but I don't think that they have the pieces without Joe Burrow right now on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think that they have it on the defensive side of the ball without their 2 super good safeties from the last few years in Jesse Bates and Von Bell. I think that there's just a little bit too much inexperience in their secondary. And again, no Cam Taylor-Britt, who is their best corner. So I think the Jaguars are going to have themselves a day. My boldest prediction, Jaguars get to first place in the AFC tonight in Jacksonville in front of a raucous home crowd. It's going to be a blackout, so make sure if you're going out there to wear your black. Should be a lot of fun. I have the Jaguars winning this one 31-16 over the Cincinnati Bengals, getting to first place in the AFC, first place in the AFC South. It is going to be a really exciting night in Duval. Can't wait for it. Probably will be a long day today waiting for this one, but that's okay. I think Jags fans will say that this one is worth the wait in the end. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. Follow Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. And if you enjoy the content, please check out genjag.com/shop. You can pick up some new Duval gear. Y'all have a good one.